the devil wants you to have sense knowledge and secular education, but not spiritual education. Mark chapter 1, verse 27. Mark 1:27, quickly.
And they were all amazed, insomuch that they questioned among themselves, saying, what thing is this? What new doctrine is this? For with authority commandeth he even the unclean spirit, and they do obey him.
You see, unclean spirits. Please understand this. Most times, spirits don't walk alone. If you watch, deaf and dumb spirit. For instance, where you see anger in operation, you can have anger, you can have a problem of anger and not have a spirit of anger. But most times when you see a spirit of anger in operation in somebody's life, the next thing you see is violence. And after violence is murder. They work together. Where you see fear, you see torment, you see torture, you see harassment. Spirit of death goes with the grave and hell. They work together. Unclean spirits. They work together. We don't. Look at 1 John 5. 1 John chapter 1 verse 7. Let me show you something quick.
But if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another.
You see, if we walk in the light as he is in the light, then we have fellowship with one another. When you see people in the church, they can't relate and they don't relate to anybody, they are not walking in the light. Because if you are walking in the light, I dare you, it does not matter what the situation and the offense is, you will always have fellowship with others. It is only when you walk in darkness that you are isolated. Isolation leads to elimination. And most times, and when people are about to die, you watch them carefully. When they're about to die, they start moving away from everybody. Start having problems with everybody. The enemy isolates them because isolation leads to elimination. He cannot. The reason, look at Samson. Samson was a loner. Samson was alone. And it was easy for him to die, for them to get him, because he was a loner. He was all alone. It is dangerous to be alone. It's dangerous to be alone. And I'm not saying because it's dangerous to be alone, you should be with everybody. You have to know who you are with. You must find out whether they are like-minded people like you, whether they believe the same thing you believe. Because if they don't believe the same thing you believe, it becomes conflict of destiny. And it doesn't matter how much you like the person or the person likes you, it is not going to work, because you see, the Bible said, thou shalt not yoke the ox and the donkey. You can't yoke the horse or the cow and the donkey. It doesn't work. You know why? They are wired differently. So if you put a yoke on the neck of a cow and a donkey, you're going to have problems on the field. It doesn't work. That's why the Bible says, be not equally yoked. It's not just with unbelievers. You can have two believers. They all love God, but they have different destinies. And they are wired differently. And their destiny is in different directions. So if you yoke the two, in the name of what God has put together, let no man put asunder. They will frustrate the will of God for one another, and they will sabotage God's original intent and destiny for one another, and it will be life imprisonment with hard labor.